Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? This is Snowdeer back with another absolute banger of a video. It's been a year since I uploaded my account sort of video that went absolutely nuclear. And I just want to say, first of all, I really appreciate all the support on that video. Some of those comments were so nice. And that meant so much to me. And I know I replied to like a ton of them and I was like, yep, I'm definitely gonna make more content. Like, expect more in your inbox in the future. And then I go MIA for a year. So that's my bad. I'm making a new video, and today we're gonna be kind of just going over some points and some issues that people have with the state of Genshin Impact recently, and kind of my thoughts on them, and where I think the game is at right now. I feel like as of late, a lot of people have been getting really burnt out with the game. A lot of people are, complaining a lot, which I understand. This is not me like glazing. Okay, well, there might be a little bit of glazing in this video because I do still enjoy this game. But I definitely just want to like understand and kind of have a conversation about what has been going on in the community and where people are kind of having issues with the game and what I think they can do to fix some of the issues. So I literally just have a bullet point list pulled up on my other monitor right now, and I'm just gonna do my dailies in the background, and we're just gonna chill and talk about the state of Genshin Impact. So join me. So the first main thing that I wanted to talk about in this video was the idea and like the execution of filler patches. If you're not familiar with that term, I guess, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but basically the patches where there's something going on that really has anything to do with the main story, the main game, the, like any Archon quests, any new areas, more than like one new character. I mean, almost every patch is at least one. Basically those patches, like the Chiori patch, where it was literally like, she came out, nothing happened, and then that was pretty much the update. I find these patches like definitely very draining as someone who logs in like every single day. Are you out of your fucking mind right now? As someone who like plays the game every single day, I definitely understand how draining those can be. Like, there's nothing going on in some of those patches, especially when you get to like those last 2 weeks when there is literally nothing going on. You're waiting around for your resident to come back so you can do the leyline overflow event, and that is literally everything. But I do kind of understand how filler patches are like a necessary evil for the game to progress, because obviously I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that if we did get a new area every single update or something like that, or a new Archon quest, that we would all be so behind on everything, and it would be too much. I just think that maybe they can improve the quality of the updates that have to be filler. Like, for example, the upcoming update with Clorinde and Sijuin, that one technically is a filler update, I guess, because, there's no new area. It doesn't get us any closer to Natlin, really, other than just, the time. But there's 2 new 5-stars and a new 4-star, and I feel like the community will have a lot to talk about, plus a new Dainsleif quest, so I guess that's not really filler. But, basically they can just really fill it up with new characters, I think, when they don't have, like, actual in-game content. I think that keeps it interesting for the community. I have to find a chest to complete my commissions today, so we're gonna be here for a while. But yeah, so that's my take on filler patches. I think they are really annoying, and they can be a huge slog to get through, especially if you're someone like me who literally plays every single day. Like, it definitely feels like you're getting shit artifacts at the domain you've been farming for 6 months and then getting off, which is not fun. But I don't think that's what's killing the game necessarily. The next big thing that I want to address that a lot of people say is leading to the downfall of this game is the lack of endgame content. This one I certainly agree with. I don't want to touch on leaks too much, but if you know that things are supposedly changing soon in terms of endgame content. But even then, it's been way too long since we've had an improvement to the late game. I mean, you could make an argument that TCG is something to do, but let's be honest, neither me or you have played TCG in probably a year. And we just need more things that are rewarding, first of all. Spiral Abyss, I think Spiral Abyss rewards are alright. I don't think they're terrible. It definitely is super satisfying to get those rewards when you 36-star. But they definitely could be buffed a little bit. Maybe things that even aren't just primos, like more resin would be cool, like getting some fragile out of the Abyss or something akin to the Abyss. There are a lot of rumors of us getting a new Abyss style content thing in the upcoming patch. I do hope that's true, and if it is, then I think we might be back. But even then, there's a lot more they could do. Me personally, I think like we should get something like raids would be really cool, like co-op with more than 4 people, maybe like 8-player boss battle shit, like stuff like that would be really cool. Essentially, I think they should just add more ways that you can stay on the game post using your resin, post clearing the abyss. I think that's like the most vanilla take ever for the game, but it would go a really long way if we had something like raids or just a new abyss, or I think that like permanent events as well could really go a long way for better endgame content. Like there's that one event like where you what's that one? Here, I can literally check it. This event. Energy amplifier. Like this one was really hard. If you cranked everything up on the settings, like having stuff like that that's like just permanent that you could challenge yourself to and get some rewards every couple of weeks or something would really go a long way. A lot of us at this point in the game have so many buffed up characters that Abyss is not even really that hard anymore. I mean, I think this current reset's kind of a bitch to get through, but you know what I mean. There's a lot more we could do. The next thing I want to talk about was the weapon banner. This is not something new to the table, to the conversation. We all hate the weapon banner. It's stupid. But your fate points don't transfer, rather. That is absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason those should not transfer. I feel like the weapon banner, because the character banner in this game honestly is not that bad in terms of gacha games. Like it's pretty easy to get who you want in this game. I feel like the weapon banner is like where they take out all that like gacha greed and frustration on us. Like we are in the absolute trenches trying to get good weapons on the banner, and it feels like such a waste when it takes away your fate points. I think the best thing they could do, obviously, is let you keep fate points, but also just decrease the chances of, I don't know, you getting the shitty ones on standard banner. And, you know, because as long as I wouldn't mind like losing my 50-50 or whatever it is, whatever the numbers are on the weapon banner to the other event weapon sometimes. Like usually they're both pretty good, but in a scenario where you're trying to pull for, let's say, the Scythe for Arlecchino, and then you get a fucking Skyward Pride, all those pulls are practically useless. Like, you're not going to use that. You definitely can't use it on her, but you're not going to use it on anyone. I think that we really just deserve something better for the weapon banner. I really think just keeping fate points would go the farthest of ways for it to be better. I do like that thing that they added with that one like permanent, not permanent, but that one like Mondstadt banner that had a bunch of standard weapons on it and shit like that. That was really cool. I think that's a good idea. But again, that was gone in a normal banner time, like 3 weeks, I think. I don't even think it lasted the full update, which it barely even helped at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Another thing I wanted to talk about was like permanent content, not even necessarily endgame. I think that this game, one of the big things it's lacking at this point is shit that stays in the game after it's added that the people love. For example, we all love Windtrace. I think I can speak for like 90% of the community when I say that. Like, we all have so much fun playing with our friends when it comes around. And it's like, why can TCG, which in my opinion is the most boring thing on planet Earth, why can that stay, but Windtrace has to go away? Like, you could just set up a little NPC in Mondstadt and Windtrace could be there all the time. And I feel similarly about Theater Mechanicus. I don't love that one as much, but again, it's just like a fun little board game thing they could keep around. Why not? It's something to do with your friends. It had rewards. And then the biggest one to me is the like dungeon creator, dungeon editor thing that they added, that event where you could share codes with your friends and with like the community, where you made these like maps online for people to play. I think that literally would add like genuine hours upon hours of content for everyone. There's something new for people to get like to perfect. Like, some people in the community would obviously go insane with their creations and make some amazing, really fun, really challenging dungeons for like everyone to play. And I think that there's no reason that shouldn't be around all the time, especially when it takes so long for events to rerun and there's so many people who don't even get a chance to experience them in the first place. And honestly, I wouldn't even go as far as to say when they're done with certain things like the Golden Apple Archipelago, like, I don't think they're gonna rerun that again unless it's like in a couple of years. And I think that should just be on the map. You should just be able to visit there. You should be able to get all those chests. People who, you know, weren't there for the original event should be able to experience it. And I just don't see why not. The game is already massive as it is. What's a couple more cool features that people actually enjoy tacked onto the game? You feel me? I think the teapot was definitely a step in the right direction for that, but that was years ago at this point. I think several years ago now. I do like the updates they make to that, but to be honest, like, we could have gotten more. And I think most people are kind of over at this point. Another thing I wanted to just kind of talk about and just ramble about is people saying the game is getting stale. This one I really can't speak on too much because personally I'm still having fun with the game. I think that Fontaine is a lot better than Sumeru, and I might even go as far as to say Inazuma in terms of like actually playing. I think I like the Inazuma characters a little more probably, but I think Fontaine is so much fun to explore, and I think the vibe is really there. And when Fontaine came out, to me it felt like we were back, and I still kind of have that love for Fontaine. I feel like a lot of the people who don't like it didn't really give it a real try because, you know, they had already been off the game since Sumeru, and they come back and they're like, oh, what is all this garbage or whatever. But if you don't like Fontaine, I get it. But me personally, I'm not really bored because how much I love the new environments and the new characters that are coming out. Like, we don't even have Chlorinde yet. But I definitely understand where people are coming from. I mean, it is a monotonous game in nature. You're doing the same stuff every single day, sometimes for little in return. I think it really just comes down to if you're an MMO person or not. I mean, these aren't, you know, Genshin isn't the most MMO that's out there. You know, you're not always running into people online and whatnot, but it's very much about the community. And if you're just kind of tapped out of it, then I can understand why it would be getting boring to you. And I feel like another reason why people do get bored is because of really slow and kind of mediocre rewards for the players. I know this is not something new to be addressed at all. You know, there's the whole debate about the anniversary rewards. I don't even want to get into that. I didn't think it was terrible. Like 20 pulls is pretty nice to just get for free. I understand the other games have it better, but also I don't really like those games, so I might be glazing here. But I didn't think the anniversary rewards are that bad, but I definitely do think like the primos per update should increase over time. The way we have so many more characters now, more weapons, more everything that we want to pull for, I think we should see an increase in primos. And I also definitely think we should return to having chests have more primos, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it goes down as the game progresses. Like, well, first of all, they have this mechanic where you just genuinely do get less primos out of each tier of chest after a while. But also, like, the new areas have so many common chests. Like, we're doing full puzzles for commons, and it's just not as rewarding as getting exquisites or, you know, precious chests. Not that every chest needs to be one, but, you know, I don't really see the issue with it. Farming chests is still such a slow way of getting things in this game, even though, you know, I do it religiously. But I think we should just be getting more primos per update, even if it's like another 1,000. Hopefully this new endgame content that is in the works will change that. But I've also heard that the rewards might not be primo related. We'll see about that. So I guess to kind of cap off this video, I think that Genshin Impact is a great game to me still, and I do still enjoy playing it, but I definitely do agree with a lot of what the community is constantly saying, constantly asking for to be changed, be fixed, be added, because we all just want to see this game be as good as it possibly can be. And it is so incredibly frustrating when there is something that is so clearly something the community loves, they want, and then they just don't give it to us. So hopefully, you know, with this new endgame content that is upcoming, we will see an increase in, you know, player attention. Generally, it should just make us all a little happier, hopefully. I do think the new characters coming out also look sick. I love Chlorinde. Sijuin, I've heard, is kind of eh, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble. I'm sorry I didn't upload forever. I want to do more just like chill conversation videos like this. Is really like the content niche I enjoy making. This is the kind of thing I watch when I'm like, you know, trying to sleep at night. So I think I'm gonna keep trying to focus on this like range of just let's just sit and talk kind of videos, you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for all the subs after my last video. I really appreciate it. I know it doesn't look like I do because, you know, I disappear off the face of the fucking planet. But I'm back, and if this video does well, I swear I will keep making more. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.